Someone told me recently that there aren't really any coding related videos for the CHARACHORDER ONE on YouTube, so I figured, hey, I'll give it a shot and sort of talk through the changes that I've made over the almost 2 years that I've been using the device. This is going to assume that you know what a CHARACHORDER ONE is. That's this thing here. You'll see that it has a lot of hat switches, for the lack of a better term, joysticks if you like, that we use for input instead. So each of those sticks has 5 inputs, cardinal directions, and pushing it in. I don't use any pushing in with the 3D fifth press on the switches. I don't use that at all. I also don't really chord with the device, mostly because of hand problems that I have. It's a little bit complicated to hold down multiple keys at once, and that has motivated some of the changes that I've made. As somebody who's coding a lot of front end, I'm regularly doing one hand on the mouse, one hand on the device, so some of the changes that I've made are due to that, so that I can do more things with my left hand while my right hand is still using the mouse. So let's dive into the basic layout. This is what it normally looks like, so we can swap back and forth between this and my changes, sort of get an idea. My number one problems with this layout, like the first thing I changed, I swapped tab and delete so that I could alt tab with my left hand while I'm using the mouse. That is a life-changing change. It was immediately easier to do everything that I wanted to do with the device as I was moving around my system. Other changes that I've made, I removed all the mouse controls. I truly don't care about the mouse on the CHARACHORDER ONE. I am looking forward to the Master's Forge, the sort of spiritual successor that's going to have a trackball. I'm interested to try that. I'm expecting to try it and then not use it that much, but occasionally it'll come in handy. Whereas with the CHARACHORDER ONE, the mouse controls are on sticks, and I found that it was much better to reclaim those inputs and use them for other things. So here's what I've got going on. Another big change is that I moved the function layer key to where Alt used to be on the left side, and now I've got Alt on one of the sticks below. So sort of secondary stick. Makes it a little bit difficult to control and alt at the same time. I need to use both hands for that. But otherwise, I found this to be absolutely great. Very easy to alt tab. I've also put F4 down here where escape used to be so that I can just exit applications quickly. You notice I've also got F16 and F18, F19. And if we go on to other layers, you'll see that I've actually mapped all of the F keys as high as I could fit. Which I think was 17 was the highest. Then we slipped in F18 and F19. Now, those are a little bit interesting. What I'm doing with F19 over here, where space used to be, so in the default layout, you have space on both sides. With this, I swapped it out for F19, and the reason for that is I'm using a PowerToys feature called Keyboard Manager, and I'm actually just sending those straight across to change that and insert a character instead. And the reasoning for that was a little bit interesting. Here's my mappings just here, so you can see that F13 goes to the right Windows key, F19 to underscore, and F18 to colon. And the reason being, when you remap those using the CHARACHORDER Manager, they actually hold space and hold shift. And I found, particularly with colon, using Vim keys in VS Code and NeoVim, I was regularly hitting colon and Q, for example, faster than the CHARACHORDER ONE would let go of shift with the way the mappings work. So I've put that onto a function key, used the operating system instead. I've also moved some things around in my actual OS layout. So I've created a variant of US English and just moved some small things around. So for example, backspace was here and now it's there. Little things like that. Question mark has moved elsewhere. It's now on a shift key. Just very small minor changes that just mean that I can character entry much quicker and get all of the things that I want to do done just a little bit faster without having that sort of like, oh, I'm going to hit a colon, and then I'm going to wait so that the CHARACHORDER ONE can let go of shift before I'm, going straight into Vim commands. I use those kind of like fighting game combos in video games, so they get input very fast, the little sequences that I'm regularly doing, CIW, stuff like that. Using NeoVim emulation in VS Code, I've also changed a lot of the defaults. A lot of the time, I'm just changing key bindings so that they mirror from what the Vim command was on the right-hand side of the device. I'm just mapping that to the mirror on the left-hand side of the device, again, so that I can continue to do a lot of one-handed activities. I am getting more and more two-handed as time goes on, but I'm still doing a lot of front-end stuff, so there's a lot of mousing around browsers. My hand's often on the mouse. I'm just quickly changing something in VS Code, alt-tabbing back to the browser to see what changed, see how the hot reload has impacted out. Otherwise, a lot of what I'm doing is very basic. I mean, some of these things you could do with a normal keyboard, just using the OS tools available, much like I have. But what I find with the CHARACHORDER ONE is that because I'm not moving to other keys very much, like I'm going across to my secondary keys, you can see that I've got like open angle bracket, parentheses, all of this kind of stuff just on the first layer so that I don't have to hold keys. Again, minor hand problems make it a little bit challenging to do that. Master's Forge will be better for that because it has less force required. They're using mouse switches, and I'm really excited to see how that works with fluidity. One other big change that I made was moving escape to here on the left-hand side. So that I can push it forward with the heel of my hand. Just makes it very quick. I'm not using Control-C to exit Vim modes, so that works very nicely for me. And otherwise, I mean, it's really just then taking advantage of the extra keys that we have. Like F16 is starts a lot of like combo key bindings in VS Code for me. Little things like that make a big difference. Using Vim bindings, you can actually just use the arrow keys, H, J, K, and L. You can map those to other things that you're doing, and that's quite handy. I find that the access to the arrow keys is one of the things that I like the best about the CHARACHORDER ONE. It's just very, very nice for all the applications, and when it makes it a little less jarring to go from Vim to something else, and you try to move around, you're just typing random text into Google Docs. Not the best experience. It's nice to not have to worry about that. And that's about it, to be honest. When the CHARACHORDER ONE first came out, and when CCOS first landed, and we were first able to do bindings, I actually built a little manager, much like this one. This one's way better. Great job on this. Allows you to export all of your settings and import them and that kind of thing. So if you want to find my layouts and everything, I'm just going to pop some links into the description, and hopefully this is a useful video for someone who likes the CHARACHORDER ONE, likes the idea of the CHARACHORDER ONE, already knows a little bit about it, and you want to know how it is for coding. And the answer is, it's like a keyboard, but a little bit better, and you don't have to move your hands as much, and I like that. So there you go. CHARACHORDER ONE, coding, great. Can't wait for the Master's Forge. Maybe I'll do an update video when I have that, just to talk about how that's changed. When the trackball module comes in afterwards, that would be very interesting as well. So, cool. That's it. Bye.